All right, let's get right into it. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're diving headfirst into the incredibly high-energy, super strategic world of Kabaddi. We are unpacking the actual mechanics of a raid directly from the textbook chapter, exploring everything from lightning-fast footwork to bone-crunching defensive holds. So, here is our game plan for today. We'll kick things off with a quick intro to Kabaddi, move right into the art of the raid, break down offensive touches and kicks, and then flip the script to look at defensive strategies. After that, we'll cover some training drills and wrap up with how players are evaluated on the mat. Section 1. Introduction to Kabaddi. Strength, speed, and teamwork. At its absolute core, Kabaddi is built on this amazing, daring tension. It's played between two teams, and your primary goal? Tag your opponents and make it back to your side of the court alive. Well, without getting caught anyway. It's really like this chaotic, organized infiltration into enemy territory, immediately followed by a desperate sprint back home.
But, it's way more than just a giant game of tag. Playing Kabaddi builds some serious physical strength and lightning-fast speed. Plus, it demands next-level teamwork and coordination. It's a huge deal globally, which is exactly why it's such a fiercely competitive event at the Asian Games.
Section 2. The Art of the Raid, the 30-second duel. When a raider enters the opponent's half, they adopt this incredibly kinetic, crouched, ready stance. You can literally feel the anticipation building up in their posture as they get ready to unleash their offensive skills.
Executing a successful raid, it's all about precise footwork. You gotta start with a really grounded stance, feet parallel or diagonal, weight perfectly distributed, and knees bent. From there, it's pure execution. You're moving in all different directions with total agility, anticipating the defender's moves. And the follow-through is absolutely crucial. The raider has to regain their body balance and pivot back toward the midline to make it out safe.
Section 3. Offensive touches and kicks, the raider's arsenal.
Now, these offensive touches are highly deliberate. A hand or toe touch isn't just some wild flailing reach. It starts with the approach, settling in, eyes totally locked onto the target. Then comes the execution, like a calculated vertical hand touch or crouching down for a toe touch. To survive it, the raider needs an immediate follow-through, literally crunching their upper body to pivot and blast back to safety.
There's this brilliant concept from the curriculum called circle time that asks a really great question. What actually goes through your mind when awaiting a call, testing your eye-foot coordination under pressure? Just think about that for a second. How do you maintain focus and memory, like, say, remembering your specific chest number for a drill, when the adrenaline is just pumping and you're waiting for the signal to strike? It proves that Kabaddi is just as much a mental game as it is physical.
And then, of course, we have the kick, a truly spectacular offensive weapon. The raider approaches to judge the distance, drops into that crouched stance, and gets the rear leg ready to pivot. Now, the critical mechanical detail here, delivering the kick without flexing the knee joint. Keeping that rear leg anchored and the kicking leg totally straight adds a vital variation to the raider's attack.
Section 4. Defensive strategies and holds, the counterattack.
But every great offense meets a fierce defense, right? Defenders adopt a highly aggressive, grounded posture. They have to unite and coordinate flawlessly to basically suffocate the raider, burning through that 30-second breath window. They're constantly anticipating, watching the footwork, just waiting for the exact right millisecond to strike.
Pulling off a thigh hold or knee hold takes perfect timing. It starts with an optimum diagonal stance, inclined right toward the raider. As the raider moves, the defender gets incredibly low to encircle the thigh or knee with a super firm elbow or wrist grip. And for the follow-through, they use their own body weight to counter the raider's momentum, literally dragging them toward the end line. It's a complete clash of opposing forces. On one side, you have the raider's goal, maintaining agility, landing a touch, and sprinting for the midline. And on the exact opposite side, the defender's goal, anticipating footwork, locking in an absolutely unbreakable grip, and dragging the raider the other way to the end line. Honestly, it's like rapid physical chess.
And when defenders link up, we get the chain hold. Here, teamwork is very literal. Players link up with wide stances, keeping their shoulders parallel and close to block the raider's outer path. But you know what's really crucial here for safety? Constant, clear communication, so they avoid any dangerous head collisions during this insanely fast maneuver.
Here is another fantastic circle time question for the defense. Which appropriate defensive skill and reflex is the best strategic counter to a hand touch, a toe touch, or a kick?
If you anticipate a high kick, you're going to prepare a completely different counter hold than if you see a low, crouching toe touch coming. In that case, an ankle hold might be the absolute perfect trap.
Section 5. Training drills and activities. Building the skills. To pull these moves off in a real game, you need some highly specific drills. Block running builds your footwork and anticipation as you sprint back and forth. The center ball snatch hones reaction time. Teams literally dash to the center line to snatch a ball using only their hands when their number is called. Random shape touching develops crucial eye-foot coordination. And my personal favorite, lifting teammates, where you lift a teammate by the thigh to build up that immense grip strength you need for a real thigh hold. Section 6. Evaluating skill and distress. The coach's rubric. So how does a coach actually evaluate all this? It maps out a player's evolution on the mat. A score of 1 or 2 means the player is having some trouble with speed, timing, and grip strength. Move up to a 3, and they've got respectable control. They can at least slow the raider down. But a 4 or 5, that's a player making confident, agile touches and executing powerful, well-timed holds that completely secure the raider. It perfectly tracks that journey from beginner to expert.
But what's truly fascinating here is that the curriculum doesn't just grade physical power. It rigorously evaluates emotional intelligence too. This rubric for understanding self-distress shows that top-tier players have to successfully control their emotions and completely understand the reasons behind their distress under pressure. You can't just be physically strong. You absolutely have to be mentally resilient to succeed on the mat.
And that brings us to a final challenge for you. Based on what we've unpacked today, can you map out the specific court dimensions and list out the basic rules before you step onto the mat for your first raid? The textbook chapter leaves us with this exact task, practically begging us to take these strategies out of the playbook and into the real world. So what's your first move going to be? Keep learning, keep practicing, and we'll see you next time on The Explainer.